right, man. Well, talking with Judah from Judah and the Lion. I'm Jason Ginty for Alt 92.3 in New Orleans. You are on your way eventually, maybe not now, but you're coming to New Orleans, man. And we couldn't be more excited in New Orleans to get you back in this city. And you're coming in especially for us. This is awesome, man.
Yeah, man, thanks so much for having us. We're excited anytime to get to play a show in New Orleans and supporting the radio station, doing all that stuff that's supported us. It means a lot to us. So we're excited about it.
And what's kind of cool is your tour doesn't even kick off for a couple of weeks. So this kind of gets you a little, all right, let's get in there and grind one out and see how it goes. And you guys got a lot going on. We're going to cover some of that stuff today. When's the last time you were in New Orleans?
It had to been last year. We've had like a pretty great history there, just like with Voodoo Festival and some of the other festivals as well. But the House of Blues New Orleans, and we spent our fair share amount of like being downtown and all that stuff. So we're really excited. We have that jazz bar that we really go to every time that we're there as well. So I was trying to think about that I think it had to be the last year that we were there. But yeah, it's kicking off our tour really. We just came out with a new record about a month ago, and we're going to be trying some new songs. So we're really excited about it.
When you're up there, and you guys are passionate, man. I mean, I've seen your show. I mean, there's energy there, and there's no faking it. You have to go all in. And I bet there's times, and maybe it's in the lyric writing process, where you're like, this is for the whole world to know. That's got to be a process where you're like, do I, it's like, and I've always said this, when you're writing lyrics and stuff, that's like me finding your diary, but you're just willfully putting it out there. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that, isn't it, in a way?
Yeah, I mean, there's like three processes for me with our music since the start has always been honest, but I think just kind of the last several years of my life, just kind of going through a bunch of like my own journey with mental health or just certain things happening in my life, and being that raw and honest with the public has been a difficult thing. And there's like these like three kind of morning processes with the record. The one is writing it, which is like super therapeutic and cathartic and really like healing. The second one, like what you were just talking about, is kind of this when the record comes out, I have this new tradition where I just will go to my bedroom and just be by myself and just bawl my eyes out, because I'm like, I don't know what the public's gonna think about these open diaries that are just like, it's just like my life, and a lot of the lyrics are very specific and true. And then the third part, which is maybe the most like I guess our most like thankful part, is that the live show and having people sing these songs back to you and somehow connecting that to their own story. And that feels like it's healing for everyone involved. And I think that's the power of music, is that love that it's coming back from them to us and us to them, which makes it all worth it.
I've been talking about music for my entire life, basically, huge music fan. And people say, what does music mean to you? And I always tell them, I go, I think it's magic. I go, it's the closest thing we have to real magic, because it's almost like an extra sense. Because when I'm at a show and I've got that vibe where that song hits and there's that energy from the band and the people around you are bouncing around, and it's almost like a different sense or something. And I've never been able to put my finger on it. It's just literally magic is what keeps coming at me from a fan experience.
Oh yeah, it's that. It's kind of funny that you use the word magic. I said it's like an unspoken easy magic that doesn't really make any sense. It's just that connection with people. At the end of the day, it's about people, but the music definitely connects us all.
Yeah, and there's nothing like it. I mean, there's nothing like it. I want to go back a little bit. You guys have been, you've had all kinds of success. You performed on the Late Show with David Letterman back in 2015. I don't know if that was your first late night thing, but what's that like gearing up for like one of those late night shows? Because you've got that one song, there's no like warming up really, because it takes, a lot of bands always say it takes a couple to get going, find your stride for the night, you know what I mean? And you got to go out there and it's like, you got one shot to smoke the thing. Like, is there a weird nerve? Is it a different vibe? Were you guys throwing up in the garbage cans before you went out? That kind of thing.
So those shows are just so nerve wracking because it's like what you said. It's you get one shot. You're in front of TV, so you're not necessarily getting that energy back to you. And with the David Letterman show, this is just kind of a funny story. So he keeps he kept his studio at like 46, like super cold. And I think a lot of that was because like the bright lights were kind of on him, so it was a lot warmer where he was. And but like you said, this is our first late night experience. We're very new, just fresh out of college. Like should not have been on the show. He like randomly liked our music and believed in our first record, and we're tuning our instruments up in the studio or like the green room section, which is like 72 or whatever. And this is the first time we've ever had makeup on. Like we're like, what is this? And then you see David Letterman, like he kind of grew up, you know, watching his show, and then all of a sudden, we get down there and all of our acoustic instruments that we had tuned in the green room just fall out of tune because it was so cold. And they're like, his crew's back there like, hey, we got 3 minutes left. Are y'all ready? And we're like frantically trying to like tune just from ear, And some of the better musicians in our band can do that, by ear, but I'm not that skilled. So we get to like, the point, and I'm pretty sure all of our, guitars and banjos are out of tune. But man, what an experience too. It was just really, really fun to do that, and we didn't blow it. So
Well, that's crazy. Who thinks that the temperature change is really going to do that, from one room to the next? I mean, you can't pre-plan that, but that's what's great about live music. The live thing is you never know. Every night's different. It's a different challenge. I'm looking forward to Monday night Tipitina's. In Tipitina's, what's cool about that is it's like a legendary room here in New Orleans. It's got like, there's a lot of amazing bands, artists, whatever you want to call it, have come through that room. It's just a special room. So that's kind of fun to do that as well. And do you, I mean, I get it. When you're on the road, it gets to become, okay, where are we today? I don't even know. I'm sure it gets a little bit chaotic, but you got to, as you travel, there's got to be these rooms around the country. You're like, oh yeah, this is going to be cool tonight,
Yeah, we've actually heard really great things about this room. We've never played it before, so I'm excited to get to experience it. Like, of course, we love, again, like I said earlier, like we love being in New Orleans and experiencing the culture there. But we're really excited about this room. And then we have I don't know if I'm even allowed to announce this, but we have Kimmel speaking of late night on Tuesday night as well. So that'll be fun to head to LA after the show as well.
Holy crap, man. That is awesome. Oh man, I can't wait to watch you. I'll be like, tune those instruments.
Yeah.
Get your thermometer. Some guy's gonna be walking around with a thermometer. Is it the same temperature in the green room as it is on stage?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, don't think I'm not gonna be thinking about that when I watch it, dude. Oh, that's awesome. I won't tell anybody. Yeah, so Monday night and then Tuesday night, and then the tour kicks off. The new album is called The Process. A couple of nerdy questions before you go. I'm sure you got to get somewhere.
Oh yeah, you're great.
But like you guys, your mandolin, your banjo, and when you've put out a bunch of albums and you've been doing this for a while. Do you ever get into the process where you're in the studio and you're like, what we need here is a real shredding solo on a guitar? And then you go, no, that's not us. We're a mandolin banjo band. And like, do you have those conversations when you're making stuff, or have you gone in that route before?
Yeah, it's funny for us. We kind of say folk instruments kind of found us. I grew up on like hip hop and rock. I was a major kind of jock growing up. So, per car I was in, whether it be with my mom or my dad, my mom was super into like REO Speedwagon, REM, Tom Petty, Queen.
Sure.
And then my dad was all like hip hop, like 90s to early 2000s hip hop. And so, for us, we kind of found ourselves wanting to be a band that had more of these influences, like the rock. And even like on our record, Folk Rock and Roll, it has some hip hop kind of influences as far as we could go with not sounding cheesy with the banjo. And then like with this last record, like we have like some guitar solos that hint towards like some of the Queen references, or whatever that is. So I think we just try to be dynamic, because we want our show at the end of the day to be like not boring. I get really bored at shows that when every song starts to sound the same, it's just like really annoying to me. And I'm sure maybe our music is like that. It's a little bit whiplashy for some people as well, but we try to keep it fairly entertaining, for since the substance of the lyrics are usually pretty heady and heavy. We try to keep the music pretty light and fun.
That's awesome. Well, we're gonna do it Monday night. It's gonna be warm. It's gonna be sweaty in there. Tipitina's, Judah and the Lion. I am looking forward to it. I mean, since we announced this thing, it seems like a long time ago, man. And it's like the hype is building. So we're looking forward to a great night. The new album's called The Process, out now. Follow Judah on the YouTube, social media. Follow these guys, and then come see the show, because I can't wait. And you know what? It's been a while since you've had a show, so I'm expecting you to come out there and just be like, yeah, let's go. So
Oh, it's going to be a bottle of energy for sure. We're really excited about this tour, and like I said, this is kind of kicking us off. So we hope that New Orleans comes to party, and we appreciate you guys supporting the record and our journey as well. And thank you for listening to more than just the singles and stuff, and being along for the journey. It means a lot to us.